Friends, welcome to the second video of mental health series. You might like to watch the first one if you haven't yet. The link is given in the description. It was made in the aftermath of the unfortunate and untimely death of actor Sushant Singh Rajput. Also, happy International Yoga Day and a very happy Father's Day. While, as I have already said, that I'm not a great fan of having a specific day for such things, yet there is no harm in wishing. Yoga, by the way, is a very good application that can be used for both physical and mental health. Uh, in the mentioned live video, I requested that anybody who has any kind of problem, psychological or something that may have their origin in the psyche, to get in touch with me personally, and I will be more than happy to be of any kind of help I can. A lot of people have come in touch, and I am glad to say that my efforts have so far been in the positive. While in some cases we have seen drastic improvements, in some others, slow but steady improvement signs have been observed. Today, I'm going to discuss one of my cases. I feel that this is a very common problem, and I have a feeling that a lot of people may benefit from the case study. As per my promise, complete confidentiality about the persons involved will be maintained, and no details regarding the identity of the subject will be disclosed in any way. We will just review the case as an example. The friend of mine, well, she's not a friend in the true sense, but more of an acquaintance. Let us call her X for the convenience of the narration. X got in touch with me about a few days back. To understand the problem, I may have to elucidate a bit about her background. X has been a studious person and a brilliant student for most of her life. She is at present working in a government concern, holding a responsible post. Her position entails her to some amount of procurements for her employer. She looks after the materials management and holds certain limited financial sanctioning powers within the organization. However, these very financial responsibilities got her in a soup. She was charged with corruption and misappropriation of funds. Her case was under investigation, and a very primary departmental inquiry has been initiated by her organization's management. The night she called me up was just before the day of her first personal appearance in front of the departmental inquiry team. Now, when she called me, she was almost insane with fear of direct interrogation by the team. From what she told me, it was more due to procedural lapse that she has got herself into this trouble, and it wasn't an intentional financial mismanagement. Some of the seniors who were not happy with her for reasons best known to them have helped in framing her and even used their influence to initiate a strong inquiry against her. While it was impossible for me to ascertain the truth of her version of the story, there was one thing that I was certain about. If X is not guilty and doesn't want to worsen her situation further, she needs to get back to her senses. She was so tense that she can hardly think about anything. She hasn't slept for the last 3 days, and she was almost driven crazy by anxiety at that point of time when we were interacting over the video chat. She looked pale, sick, and visibly insane. Under these circumstances, she won't be able to put up even the slightest defense during the interrogation and would prove herself a sitting duck for the inquiry commission. She has started believing that this is the end of her career and maybe her life is turning out to be meaningless. There was one more problem here. Just telling her to be positive and invoking the fighter spirit would not work in this situation. She is on the verge of a serious depression, and anything like that will only irritate her to cut off from me and anyone else who might want to help her out. So I tried a technique that I have read a long time ago. I told her to take a long breath and take out a pen and a piece of paper. I agreed with the fact that the situation is very, very bad, but I also pointed out to her that accusation is not conviction. I told her to write down what is the worst thing that may happen if she bombs the interrogation tomorrow. I mean, the day after. It took her some time to settle her mind and write them down. She realized as she wrote, and we kept discussing that this is just a preliminary appearance and would not be decisive in itself, even though this may have huge impact on further proceedings. The worst that can happen in this particular appearance is that she may be put under suspension, and that's also likely to happen only if she says nothing against the accusation and remains silent about her role in the particular case. This would definitely weaken her position for the next hearing, where she may or may not be convicted. Now, I told her to accept the worst situation. You will be suspended, but you still have a chance to fight and to appeal to higher authorities if things go against you. You won't lose your job right away, and you won't suffer much disrepute before the results are actually out. Once I was able to convince her to accept her fate, I told her to now focus on the way out from the problem. The moment she accepted the worst, her attitude towards the problem changed miraculously. It basically allowed her to focus on the solution and stop thinking of the problem, which was in a way blocking her brain's capacity so far. Her ability to think was over when she was focusing on the problem, and now the inability is over. As our discussions went on, she was able to recall the chain of events and other responsible persons involved in the case, the underlying bylaws of the organization that fixed the responsibilities, and even came up with a few documents that she can produce before the inquiry team. We even wrote about a few arguments that she can put in favor of her innocence. And guess what? She also slept well that night. The results that she obtained were miraculous. X managed to convince the authorities about her innocence, and the case was dismissed in the very preliminary stage. The person who almost went into a critical depression is now a much happier person as she tides through her regular duties. Even regular day to day things that she used to find tedious seems interesting to her now. So, friends, try out these techniques, this particular technique, when you feel lost in any situation. There are other techniques that I will keep sharing through my live videos. If you have a particular problem, whatever be it, relationship, inability to focus, not getting the life you want, anxiety, depression, negativity, etc., anything you can think of, you can get in touch with me personally. As already said, identities are strictly confidential. Open up. You are not alone in this, and a lot more may benefit from your action. I'll sign off for today. Do check out the description below. Hope to hear from you soon. Take care and stay safe. Bye bye.